People don't need to worry about a central bank digital currency. Nothing like that is remotely close to happening anytime soon.
While Powell admits the central bank continues to work toward this currency, he realizes the obstacles to success are insurmountable. For starters, the Fed knows a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, could wreck the nation's banking industry, threaten the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency, and even threaten the Fed itself. Financial expert Nick Anthony of the Cato Institute and author of the new book, Digital Currency or Digital Control, says CBDCs don't do much of anything well except spy on you and control your money.
They don't do anything well but spy on you and control your money. And that's what the government wants ultimately, is to control your money, to control in general. They want control. They want to control your money. They want to control you. All right, ultimately.
The government shouldn't be trusted with a CBDC because they're so ripe for appeal.
Well, of course they shouldn't be trusted. You know, Esau is in power. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. He's wicked. All right. So the wicked can't be trusted at all.
The government would have Americans' data by default. It would be on their servers.
The government will have the Americans' data by default, so they can see what you're doing, your transactions, what are you buying, what are you transferring your money to, who you're giving it to. So there's no privacy in that.
Away.
Digital money could be,
and they can take money away from you at a click of a button, and they can give you money at a click of a button.
programmed solely for use towards certain purchases at certain times or with an expiration date. It could also be turned off, like how
so they can give you expiration dates on your money. You can spend it. You got to spend this money by a certain amount of time. They can give you money only for specific places, like only could buy at Walmart, or only could buy groceries, or only could buy here. So that's control. All right, and it sounds like MOTB, like you only could buy or sell. Say you had this mark, and that's what it sounds like. But let me continue. I'll pull up the precept next.
Canadian government froze hundreds of bank accounts to stop the Canadian truckers' blockade over COVID restrictions.
You heard that. So the Canadian government already has CBDC, and they stopped the truckers went on strike, and they froze the truckers' accounts, the bank accounts, which led for them to, obviously give up and surrender. But that's the power, that's control that they want.
Programmability has been something that many central banks and many governments have been looking into, where payments could be programmed or the money itself could be programmed.
However, Americans already have.
This place is through, man. The money itself, once America loses the top, once it's not leading any other countries in the nation, and like it lead any nation in the money, in the word, the term of GDP, then that's when China's gonna take over and have control. But Revelation 13:16, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads. All right, that's talking about the RFID chip that can go in your right hand or in the forehead. Why? Because verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark and the name of the beast, or the number of his name, which is getting the RFID chip, is the mark, and the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. So, all right, that's what's coming here. Complete control. They want to take your money from you. They want to control your money, because if you control the money, you control the food, basically, because you need money to buy food. So if they're controlling the money, they control every single thing else, anything you do. And most people spend their lives 80, 70, 60, 50, 60 years chasing money. So now's the time to seek the Lord while he may be found, all right? Because in this time where there's no food, and you don't take the chip, see, if you don't take the chip, the elect is not going to take the chip. So prepare them not to take the chip, you won't be able to buy or sell. So your business will go down if you own a business, and you won't be able to go buy into your local grocery store. So your second option is, your first option we should is to rely on the Lord, trust in the Lord that He'll provide in that time. All right. He said, "My servants." Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord thy power, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink water, shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed. Because those that take the mark, they're gonna eat and feel like they're not content or satisfied, because they're gonna have that guilt. The Lord's gonna put that spirit on them of guilt for they won't be able to sleep. So it's gonna torment them, that this decision that they make. All right, but the Lord's servants, Yahweh Shem Yahushai servants, are going to eat. All right, it says, "Behold, my servant shall sing forth for joy of heart, but you shall cry for sorrow of heart, and howl for vexation of spirit," because they're gonna regret taking that mark. All right, when the people that take it are gonna regret it. So, and most Edomites are gonna take it. Most Americans are gonna take that, because Esau sold his birthright. He sold his birthright for some stew. All right, this is the man. That's what they call him, Edomite, because he loves to eat. All right, so. He sold his birthright. So this is the same man that served his birthright, and this is gonna be the same. And everyone's gonna be tempted. This is the hour of temptation coming. All right. Matter of fact, let's get. The hour of temptation is coming. Let's get. 2 Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. So measuring the times diligently in itself, meaning knowing the time frames and taking article events and filtering it through the scriptures, or events through the news, and filtering it through the scriptures, so you know what times you're living in. And he says, and when thou see part of the signs pass, which I told thee before, then thou shalt understand. Then we're going to understand that, okay, we live right here. This is where we're at. We're living in this time right now. All right. So we talk about Jacob's trouble. We see that Jacob's trouble is coming to pass. We know we're in this time because we see the events coming up to play. The Israelites being persecuted, right? It says, and it is that in this very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Because when you see the signs of the end, like, for example, Matthew 24 talks about the signs of his coming, earthquakes, pestilence, all right, things of that nature, rumors of wars. All right, that is the sign of his coming. So we know that the Lord Yahushai is on his way, because these are signs. These are signs of his coming. So we know he's coming because these are the signs. All right. So that's why it's important to know and measure the times diligently, even though love is greater than all knowing and stuff and prophecy. But prophecy is a tool to help us know what times we're living in. All right. So I encourage you not to take the mark. All right, CBDC, they want to control your money, control you, control every single thing. But we have to resist that and say no to the mark and trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He will provide in his word. Trust in him and his word. Because if he said in his word he'll provide, he'll provide. So we just have to trust in him, like Abraham, like Joshua generation, like the apostles and Peter. When they went teaching and they got thrown in jail, They went back outside after being thrown in jail. The Holy Ghost opened up the jail cell, went out there and started teaching again and preaching again. We have to continue. We're going to go through trials and tribulation, but we have to trust in the Lord. All right. Matter of fact, let's get. Revelation 3 and 10. It says, the New International Version, since you have kept my command to endure patiently, I will also keep you from the hour of trial that is going to come upon the whole world to test the inhabitants of the earth. So the Lord is going to keep us protected in that time of trial and tribulation. He's going to keep us protected. Some of us are going to get put to death. Some of us are going to go through it. But ultimately, the Lord is going to keep his elect and be a help. All right. Isaiah 41 and 13. All right, this is Isaiah 41 and 13. Bear with me. Isaiah 41 and 13. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. All right. So the Lord will help. He's going to help us. All right. So the Lord doesn't want us to fear these times of trial, of temptation coming on earth. He wants to be assured. He wants us to be assured and confident that he's going to help us. All right. So be of good courage. For the elect, it's not going to take the mark. And those that are not of the elect is going to take the mark of the beast, MOTB. But the CBDC is going to be a game changer. And a lot of people is not ready for this. All right. But with that being said, I'm going to say shalom and catch you in the next video.